Tina from Shabbydabbydoodah. Welcome back to my channel. So we're here again for another one of those, you know, missing motivation, crafting, you know, for Lost Mojo inspiration videos in the series that we've been doing. And today what I thought we could do is we could just make some super squishy, very tactile little pieces with envelopes, because we talked in the trailer about sometimes it's about the feel of things and, you know, just kind of touching your papers and things like that. And, you know, I mean, I personally think junk journals, they're very tactile, aren't they? And, you know, they're very much about the interactiveness. I know, no such word, but, you know, very much about the interactive, you know, capabilities or the interactive element, and very much about the touch, aren't they? So, you know, we probably, everyone who makes junk journals, we're all a bit obsessed with paper and love kind of the feel and, you know, all what have you to do with the papers. So I thought just, you know, get in touch with kind of just touching your papers and creating something that's lovely and squishy and, you know, it's just going to feel old, feel nice, feel, you know, feel tactile. So I've got my favourite envelopes. These are from a 5x7 card making pack. These are my favourite envelopes to make. They are the ones that I generally, you know, my go-to size of envelopes. I tend to buy them from the range, although I have recently bought a pack of just envelopes without the actual card inside, inserts, because, you know, I use them a lot and just thought, well, in the end, I'm just, you know, wasting money kind of buying them as a card making thing. So I managed to search on Amazon and actually get some that were just the envelopes. So all I've got is my envelope here, and then I've just got some coffee dyed paper, and I've also got some vellum. You could also incorporate some book page. So let me just see. I've got some book page here, which is lovely and old. Oh, it's all really lovely, and I don't want to now use it. Yeah, I just want to hoard it. Ridiculous. Ridiculous behaviour. Let's just see. This might be too big, this book page, but we'll see. And all we're going to do is literally make some little kind of booklet type pieces with a little sort of wraparound closure that would hopefully just, you know, yeah, feel lovely and squishy and be a super quick and simple project to make. So I know that we talked before about keeping it really super simple. When you're lacking a bit of motivation and inspiration, you know, the last thing you want to do is obviously overwhelm yourself with anything that's going to seem daunting or complicated or, you know, I mean, nobody wants to be doing that. Well, I personally think, why would you want to do that anyway? But, you know, especially if you're sort of in the mode where you're actually feeling a little bit, you know, lacking in the crafting direction, then definitely to then try and then create something very elaborate, very fancy, very complicated. I mean, why would you want to do that? It's just going to kind of, I think, stifle creativity more. But, you know, that's just my opinion. And, you know, we're all different, aren't we? So, I mean, perhaps some of you actually thrive on complicated and what have you. But, you know, go with what drives you. I mean, if you're someone who obviously loves complicated and loves, you know, measuring and all of that kind of aspect, maybe that would actually spur you on. Maybe that would, you know, get you feeling crafty. Personally, for me, I couldn't think of anything more likely to stop me crafting than something that looks too complicated and off-putting. So for me, I like to just keep it nice and simple, keep it nice and easy, and hopefully something quite quick. You know, again, if you're feeling a little bit lacking, you probably want to do something that you're going to see some sort of yummy result reasonably quickly. You don't want to be kind of feeling like you've been sat there all afternoon and actually achieved nothing. You know, because that might actually be demoralising and off-putting rather than, you know, spurring you on creatively. So just going to cut my pages down a little bit. Okay. And again, you know, we're not doing anything here that hasn't been done before. You know, all of these things have been done before. But I'm just going to kind of do it in a way that hopefully is going to be so nice and simple and, you know, easy. And actually, hopefully, also still create something that's going to be beautiful and gorgeous and, you know, yummy to hold. But, you know, yeah, hopefully it would kind of make you want to just dig your supplies out and just do something like this. So got our envelope, we've got our selection of pages here, and we're just going to kind of pile them up now. So we've got a few different pages. Okay. Now I've included obviously that lovely vintage book page because, you know, that's going to be nice and then interesting to kind of look through. So that's my pages, and they can all just go obviously into my envelope. Now at this point it's completely up to you. You can obviously take it to the sewing machine. You could stitch it like you know, like a normal journal, i.e. with like a 3-hole pamphlet stitch or a 5-hole pamphlet stitch, you know, anything that you want. I mean, personally, I'm just going to staple it because, again, you know, why complicate things for yourself? Stapling is fine. And especially with this, we are not making a full-blown journal. We're just making a little kind of simple, simple kind of, I suppose, journal. Like a little envelope journal. So I just go in with my stapler. I kind of fold the pages over so as my stapler reaches, and that's that. And that's literally all there is to it. And then all we can do is obviously decorate up. So again, I've brought along a few pretty pages. This here is from my what is this from? I think this is like the brown labels and vintage labels and background papers set in brown. There is a green version and there is this beautiful sort of brown amber type colour. This is obviously the brown / amber version. So just going to put that like that, and then just going to take it down here. So just keeping it really simple, really, you know, very, very basic, like that. Okay. And just tear that across. You know, I've not even cut the paper, I've just torn it down. So, I mean, seriously doesn't get any easier. I'm going to bring my stamped items back in that we did, obviously, on episode 1. Because, again, like we'd said, you know, how handy to have these items then ready to pull in. You know, it just makes your crafting so easy. I have got the blue. I don't know whether the blue is just going to look really strange on here. Do I want to keep it more neutral? I mean, I have got a bit of an urge to go all out and do the blue. Oh, let me just have a look, because what I've done is I've brought along my circles that we're going to use as the like closure type piece. So let's just check. Oh, I'm not sure now. Feel conflicted as to what to use. Oh, do you know, let's be adventurous, shall we, and go for the blue. Yeah, I think let's go for the blue. Now, do we want this one here, which are done very wonky, but it would be fine when it's actually cut out? Or do we want to go for this one? Oh, let's go for this, shall we? So let's just tear this down. Okay. Like that. Okay. Right, now I'm going to ink this up so it's got a bit more of a brownie thing going on, so it kind of blends in with the background page a bit more, rather than, you know, fighting against it. So obviously the blue is still very visible, but it now is more, you know, not seamless, but, you know, sort of, what's the word that I'm trying to say? Oh, blending in anyway, blending in with the back. So let's just glue this down. Sorry, losing my ability to speak for some reason. No idea why. Too much speaking perhaps today already. Oh, it doesn't bode well, does it, really, for the rest of the day? because I think it's about 11 o'clock. So yeah, does not bode well for the rest of the day if I've already lost my ability to speak. So right, just gluing this down. Okie dokie. Like that. Oh, my phone is just pinging and pinging. It's probably like messages from the school, I would imagine. But yeah, I can't actually see my phone. So who knows what it is. But anyway, right. Let's have a look now and see, do we want to have any of these bits in the background? So I might just take this. Okay. I might cover up the butterfly and then stick a different butterfly on. So I've got some of my neutral butterflies here. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's going to be really nice. And I've also got some of my numbers, and I've got the not numbers, sorry, labels. These are from my labels. I think this is set 1. Again, I do apologise. It's really hard to remember all your bits and pieces, to be honest. But I think this is labels set 1. So just cut that one down. Okay. So I'm thinking sort of cluster up a few little bits down here. And then let's just take a couple of butterflies from these neutral ones. Like that. Okay. Like that. And I mean, obviously, I just added, you know, a few little pages. I mean, if you wanted to add a whole bunch of pages, then, you know, of course you could do that. You know, it's really up to you. And remember, with junk journaling, there's no rules whatsoever. You know, just do whatever takes your fancy at the time. You know, there's not going to be anybody coming and, you know, checking behind you, kind of thinking, oh, why have you done that? Or, you know, what have you put that there for? It's completely your, you know, your project, your rules, really. So whatever you fancy is how, you know, how it's going to work. Whatever you fancy is how you can do it, you know, if that makes sense. So yeah, just go with the flow. Let your sort of heart be guided by your papers, by your supplies, by your, you know, your stamps, by whatever it is that you've got in front of you that you feel most drawn to. Just let your, you know, your flow go with, or let yourself go with the flow, perhaps would be a better way to describe that. You know, because you're going to probably get a feel, you know, kind of where you think, oh, I really would love to do this, or I'd really love to do that, you know. So just let your instincts just take over. So I'm just going to pull in a bit of doily. Just put some doily down, I think. Okay. Just try this side. Yeah, just a little tiny bit poking out there. Okay. Like that. Oops. Again, just put in my wipe. Push that down. So, I mean, you can see as well how handy those stamped images are coming in, you know, that we pre-stamped in that episode 1, because, you know, we've used them in every video, I think every video. You know, so they've really been a brilliant resource, haven't they, to just have at the ready. So I know we talked about it in that first episode where, you know, sometimes you can be hard on yourself and kind of think, oh, I've achieved nothing, you know, why have I wasted my time doing that? And, you know, hopefully this is really demonstrating that actually, you know, you're never wasting your time, because you will come to a point where you've you know, you've got a use for probably everything that you've done and made. So, you know, don't feel disappointed if you've not, you know, achieved what you'd hoped to have achieved or anything. Just don't put any expectation on yourself in the first place. Just kind of think, well, whatever you achieve, it's going to come in handy another time, you know, and go with what you're feeling up to on that day. So, you know, you might want to do, you know, something massive. You might want to do something small. Anything is absolutely fine. Now, just need to cover up this butterfly because it's just kind of poking out behind there, which I'm not sure whether that just looks weird now. Well, actually, now I've sort of sat up a bit where I can see a bit better, because often looking down on it really does help. Now, I've got this lace here, which I think I sprayed this. Yeah, I think I sprayed this with some Distress Oxide, I think. It was a long time ago that I did it, so I actually can't really remember now. But yeah, I think I did it with distress sprays. So yeah, let's just go for that. Okay, oops, sorry about the clanging of the scissors there. That one there. And then what I want to do is probably make this side now match nicely with the front. So, and when I say match, you know, I just mean kind of have one or two elements that look similar, you know, to the front. So, for instance, here, we might want to just, oops, have this, pop that down onto that flap. So, oops. Come on. Like that. Okay, and then I'm just going to round that on that edge. Oops, sorry, just caught my hand on the hot glue, but it's fine. It didn't really hurt. It just kind of made me jump, really. So yeah, just going to have that pop down there. Okay. You know, it's just so that we've got some sort of like cohesion between the front and the back. Because we've made this like a sort of complete project, really. I mean, we haven't particularly made this to go inside a journal. We've made this as a sort of standalone item. So, you know, it's okay to be decorating the front and the back, I think. So, like that. And then just going to put some paper here as well. And I think for this, you know, could possibly even just... what do we want to do? Oh, we could. Well, it's a bit short for this, to be honest, but let's just do here. I mean, again, I like to just, you know, fold over along the crease and then just tear it down. It's a really rough and ready way to, you know, to just kind of roughly get your pieces trimmed down. And I'm not saying it's, you know, it's the best way for everybody or anything like that. I'm saying it's the way that, you know, seems to work best for me. But, you know, we've all got our own ways of working, haven't we? I mean, I know that, you know, lots of people out there really love to actually be very precise and measure everything and, you know, draw straight lines with their pencil and all of that stuff. And that's great. You know, if that's kind of what works for you, then that's fantastic. Personally, that doesn't work for me. You know, I'm more likely to muck things up by trying to be precise, by trying to get it exact. I'm better, and I find I feel happier with the results, like now, when I'm just being a bit more free-flowing and kind of just letting things organically just, you know, come together. Because, you know, for me, that's just how my eye kind of works, if you know what I mean. I mean, obviously that's how my brain works, but my eyes then would just be constantly drawn to, you know, if I had measured and then I'd cut it wrong, they just would never go away from that piece that had been cut wrong. So, you know, I'd rather not try and achieve that in the first place, and then just, you know, embrace the embrace the shoddy look by just having my pieces a bit more eclectically done. So like this. And then what I'll do here is obviously put this piece down here. So again, just going to tear that like that. Just so I've got a little bit of a rougher edge there. Okay, like that. Pop that down. Oops. Okay. Like that. Okay. And then we want to obviously again tie in the front and the back. So I've got my gorgeous, you know, blue themed pieces from the stamping. So for instance here, I'm going to take this stamp piece. Okay. Let's just take some ink this up. Oh my goodness, how gorgeous does that look there? That's just such a striking combination, isn't it? Oh, I just love how that looks. Now, I didn't line my envelope, I have to say, and in hindsight, I probably would have done. You know, so that's just something else, I guess, to be aware of. You know, maybe you would want to, you know, line your envelope before you kind of stuck your pages in. I totally forgot, didn't even give it a think, you know, thought to do that. But yeah, probably in hindsight, I wish I had now. But that's fine. I could probably put something in there now. I mean, I've got just this little sort of scrappy piece now left. Let's just see. It might look rubbish, but you might be able to just have something like that going down there. It just kind of ties it together a little bit more, doesn't it? So. Plus then I haven't got any scraps from that piece of paper. I've used all of it, which is awesome. Okay. Like that. Okay, super, super pretty. Right, wondering whether I could have anything else blue in there. Don't know really whether I want to, but let's just ink this up. Okay. So yeah, I mean, I could just have this on here. Doesn't necessarily need it, but an extra bit of interest, isn't it? So like that, and then again just spread that glue like that. Okie dokie. Find my neutral butterflies again. Okay, and I'm going to take this one, I think, although I'm going to actually cut this one out as well, just in case this might look better. Because I'm thinking maybe a really big one, you know, might be more interesting. So let's just have a look. Okay. Okie dokie, right. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. How gorgeous does that look? I mean, I love it like that anyway. I think it looks lovely. But the butterfly, wow, just like finishes it off even more, doesn't it? So yeah, put the butterfly down there. Absolutely scrumptious. Really, really scrumptious. So, and obviously you have got the inside of the envelope that you can put things. These are your little, you know, pages for journaling. And then on here, I've just got my circles. So I'm thinking, take one of these, maybe, actually maybe this one. Let's just see. Oh, that's maybe a bit too blue, a bit too green, sorry. Not blue, green. Yeah, let's go for this one. Just cut this one out. I'm pretty sure these are the 2-inch ones, and 2-inch. I think they're 1.5 inch actually. And I probably could have got my circle punch and saved myself the pain of having to cut this out, but never mind. Oh, come on. Right. There we go. And then, yeah, don't know whether to have the butterfly here or here. I can't help but think it looks better sideways, strangely. Strangely does look better sideways, doesn't it? So again, just ink that up a bit. Like that. Okay, and then should we have one of those little labels as well from the stamped pieces? So, I mean, I've used a lot of those stamped pieces already, haven't I? And, you know, we haven't actually created, you know, so many things, to be honest. So, I mean, you know, that stamping, they really are handy to have, you know, because you'd use them up pretty quickly, I think, once you kind of got in the flow of, you know, making some bits and bobs. There we go. I mean, the chance are you're going to have 1 or 2 left over that, you know, probably you don't use at all. But yeah, I think quite a few of them you're going to end up getting through quite quickly. Oh, I'm going to have that up there. So just pop that one down up there like that. Okay, and then all we're going to do, again, with our sort of, you know, not complicating things, we're just going to take some twine. This pretty duck egg blue twine. I used to have some brown twine. I don't know whether I've used it all or, yeah, I must have used it all. And then all we're going to do is literally glue this on so as it wraps around, and then it will tuck in at the front. So, you know, you could have obviously done, you know, something more complicated. You could have done, you know, an eyelet or something with the little circles, like a policy closure or something. But you know what? Why do that? Why make your life complicated? It doesn't need to be. And actually, this is going to be fantastic and, you know, work just perfectly. So literally then take your circle, put your circle straight over like that. Straight over your twine. Just going to cut this down now. Oh, you know what we didn't do? I didn't end up adding that lace. So, yeah, I must put the lace on now. So, the lace I'm going to have down this edge, I think. Trying to see which is the right way and the wrong way of the lace now. Oh, every time I put it one way, I think, oh, no, it's the other way. I think it's this way. So, yeah, let's just put that down there. Okay, like that. Oops, where's my wipe gone? Oh, no, where is it? There. Okay, like that. And just trim that down there. like that. Okay, looking super pretty. I don't know whether I want to have any lace here on the back. Could finish it off, I suppose, with a bit here. Let's just see. Or here on this edge. Oh, that's pretty, isn't it? Yeah. That just looks like, I don't know really what it looked like, but sort of almost like a bit magical. I don't know why I think that. What's leading me to think it looks magical, I have no idea, but yeah, it looks a little bit sort of, I don't know, fantasy-like. I don't know why. Right, just literally cut that down here on the side. And then you've got your wraparound closure. You could then obviously, you know, put anything else on. I'm just having a quick look to see. I know that I've got my little cabochons here. So, you know, if you wanted to add something else, for example, you might have some of these types of things ready in your stash. And then you could just put something like that on there as well. You know, just to sort of make it look extra pretty and extra special. Like that. Just take your cabochon on there. Pop that down. Oops. Like that. Now, I always use hot glue. I know I talk about this all the time, but, you know, I mean, I just find hot glue really quick and easy, and, you know, but you could use other glue. You know, if you don't like using hot glue, you could use other glue for things like this. And that's it. And then you've got your wraparound closure, which, of course, then you could just tuck in like that. And of course you've got the inside of the flap of the envelope, so you could also make a little something to pop in there. You could do a journal card using the formula that we obviously made the other journal cards in, you know, so that would be really nice and straightforward. And then obviously pop that into your envelope. So it would then have an even squishier feel and obviously give you more journaling space. But, you know, again, hopefully this is really demonstrated. I mean, I'm not sure how long this has actually taken, start to finish, because I obviously stopped the camera, so I'm not sure of the total time. But, you know, we have done a complete project here, and it's taken absolutely no stress whatsoever, no, you know, no skill whatsoever. Just very few materials, just a little pretty bit of pattern paper, couple of those stamped items that we'd done the other day, some little, you know, pretty butterflies from my Bright Butterflies pretty label there, you know, some ribbon that we've kind of done before, the cabochon that we've done before, some lace down the side that I had, you know, inked up previously, one of my little circles, another stamped item there, and some more stamped items here, another one of my Bright Butterflies, and that's it. Absolutely, that's it. You know, and that is now a complete project, you know, so you could really feel that you've achieved something massive now, because, you know, you've actually done a complete whole project in under an hour. Like I say, I don't know what time we started filming, because it could even be under like 45 minutes for all I know. But yeah, and something to be like really kind of to treasure, or, you know, just to give to somebody as a gift, or, you know, whatever you fancy. But yeah, hopefully that's kind of sparked a little bit of inspiration, and, you know, shows you that actually you can create something quite, you know, quite fancy looking, but without much commitment. You know, it's not taking us a great big long amount of time or anything like that, or loads of tools or anything else, or knowledge. You know, just very, very, very simple. So yeah, I hope that you feel inspired, and thank you so much for watching. I hope that you will join me tomorrow for, oh my goodness, I think we're up to now episode 6. So thank you so much, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Thanks then. Bye.